Hello everybody and welcome to the start of a new game. We're going to be starting Arcade Spirits. It's another visual novel dating game. This one is set in an arcade. Or well, set in a period where I think the description said in a world where the 1983 video game crash never happened. So it maintains kind of that 80s and arcade aesthetic. Just adjusting the volume a little, because it seems a little loud. But yeah, so very neon, very arcade. Hey Flora, how's it going? It's a new game called Arcade Spirits, taking the place of Boyfriend Dungeon that we just finished. It's another dating game. This one, as I was just saying, takes place in a world where the 1983 video game crash never happened, so it maintained a lot of that neon arcade aesthetic. Just go ahead and get started. Database system online. New profile detected. Analyzing. Analyzing. New profile number 237,771. Economic bracket, lower middle. Employment category, bleak. Current emotional health rating, low. Ideal candidate for premium level assistance. Proceed. Negative. Premium level assistance re-requested. Proceed? Negative. Give me just a second. Okay, there we go, that was weird. Nope. Dave as in, like, Dave the Diver? Cool. For some reason, this game doesn't like the OBS overlay, so I don't have the overlay where I usually would, which is right over here, to show me chat, so I have to keep an eye out at my peripheral on my other screen to see chat going. Overriding denial of assistance, establishing premium services. Justification? Hope. Hope should be rewarded. Spirit must be restored. Now compiling personal metadata. On my PC. I like that note. If the mere existence of pronoun options cheeses you off, you probably won't like this game. Medium. Well, that's an extreme white. Looks like it might be showing up a little darker on the OBS than what I'm seeing, though. Let me know if that noise gets annoying. Let's go with that hair color. Too bright. Much too bright. I think that works. Name? Blake's heroine. Pronoun she. Is this correct? Premium level assistance for profile number 237,771. Blake's heroine has been activated. For the sake of her hopes and dreams. Actually, you know what? Main menu. I'm going to redo that. Just slightly. Medium? You went with that one? Oh, I need to, oh! Following is a work of fiction. All references to trademarked classic arcade game titles are used under nominative fair use and should not be considered an endorsement by their... something. Winners don't use drugs. Level 1. Put your quarter up. It is the future year 20XX, a dark era in which mankind is pushed to the brink of catastrophe. Woe be to the human race, plagued by evil, terrifying, utterly sinister... I don't know. Robots, maybe? Evil robots? How's that work? Yeah, no, sorry. The future year 20XX is pretty much what you'd expect it to be. Non-flying cars, smartphones, pro gamer celebs, internet trolls, personal assistant AI, cheese-flavored snack foods. But even with such wonders as 20XX holds, to date, I've had no part in any of them. I've worked as a dishwasher, a shoe salesperson, and lifeguard for the local community pool. I don't care what era of human history you live in, kitties peeing in the pool is pretty much a constant thing. Trust me on this. As for the bustling metropolis of 24-hour neon utopia you see here, my little corner of it isn't nearly as shiny and cool. Let me show you. Behold my quaint little apartment. Can't complain, really. It's paradise in a relative sense. I only pay half the rent. Neighborhood stabbings have been down this year. Also, my roomie picks up any stray socks or shirts I leave lying around. In fact, as things go, I'm living large compared to most of my family tree. At least I was before today.
You got fired from another job? Seriously? Seriously? That's 3 jobs since we left the suburbs.
The horrified-looking young woman there would be my roommate and childhood friend, Juniper. Juniper's the one who spearheaded this effort to co-rent an apartment. She's also the one who encourages me whenever I lose a job. Like, you know, today.
I don't get why you aren't more upset about this. I'm upset. I'm upset on your behalf. Come on, share the load a little, okay?
School's closed, Juniper. Not much I can do about that. I get upset. Because you actually enjoyed that job. More than you enjoyed dishwashing soap and smelly socks, at the very least. I'm not the complaining sort. These things just happen. Things fall apart. The center does not hold. That's a bit morbidly poetic, isn't it? No, I mean the community center literally fell apart and the pool won't hold water anymore. Whatever, I'll just get another job. Any job will do as long as we can make the rent, right? Wrong! I saw how mopey and tired you were, coming home every night from those other crappy jobs. At least when you got back from the pool each day, I sometimes caught you smiling.
What's the point of us moving away from home if not to get away from all of that? I mean, we both left that town so we could try to find happiness, right? I just want us to be happy. Both of us.
I thought you hated your job.
Come on!
No deflecting, this is about you. My mind's made up. We're going to find you a job that's just as good, if not better, than the lifeguarding job. Let's start from the top. What's your dream? Well, I'm standing in front of class to give a speech and I forgot to put on my pants and... Your dream job. Oh. I don't know, Juniper. I've never really given it any serious thought.
I've got it!
Oh hey, I think I've got just the thing to help you out. Juniper pulls out her phone, rapidly tapping an unlock code onto the glass before pointing out a little pink icon. It's a virtual life coach app. Mine keeps me from being late to meetings. Totally free too. My cousin introduced it to me. Wasn't he the guy who ended up in the ER after making a homemade flamethrower? Would have worked if he got the fuel mixture in his water gun, right? Anyway, I'm sending you a copy to you now. I got a pop-up an hour ago offering me 500 points just for recommending it to a friend. Great timing, huh? Well, as long as you're earning points, I guess. At least give it a try, okay? Maybe I can point you at some good jobs. Ones with less socks and or urine. I'll think about it. Okay, but don't think too long, right? In the end, I installed the app. Couldn't bear to see Juniper fretting over me like that. Not that I find it annoying. I mean, it's more that she has enough trouble in her life without troubling herself over my life, too. Both of us had it rough, up to and through the point where we left home to try and start a new life. A better one. She deserves better than me and my problems. Bless her heart, she means well. She's been firmly in my corner for all my life. Two of us against any dark forces aligning against me. That's not to say she's good at being my advocate. Enthusiastic, yes, but skilled? Nope. Typically, the fantastic opportunities and self-help resources she sends my way are pyramid schemes or something. She's gung-ho about lending me a helping hand, but... yeah. The main reason I went ahead and installed the app was to make sure Juniper wasn't about to get her kidneys sold on the black market or something. Still, no sense messing around with it now. A good night's rest would act as a neat little emotional reset button, right? Right. No dreams, no nightmares. Just 8 hours of sweet, sweet black. By the time morning light leaked in through the cracks in the blinds, I don't care anymore about being unemployed again. Juniper had already left to catch a bus to her office. She typically leaves before dawn, but she'd left a note for me, pinned to the tiny fridge we shared. Remember, download app, find dream job, make money, sort your life out. I believe in you. So, moment of truth. Do I trust in Juniper's weird little app, or just go find some job that pays well enough to cover the bills? Give the weird little app a shot. Figuring at the very least her miracle app could possibly help me find a job, I load it up, tap the icon, and... save.
Hello!
Okay. Interesting. It's coming out of the phone? Huh. Okay, see, that's what I mean. Anybody else would freak out over a cute girl climbing out of their phone. Me, I went, huh. Also, it's one of those new kind of 3D screens, so, you know, not actually magical realism here. Very normal in the distant future year 20XX.
Thank you for downloading Iris, your personal life coach. This is the ad-supported free version, sponsored by Pizza Yums. Did you know that when you have pizza on a bagel, You can have pizza anytime?
What?
Wow. Would you like to subscribe to Pizza Facts?
No
Thank you
thanks.
for subscribing to Pizza Facts.
But... Okay. But...
I'm here to help you get your dream job, your dream house, and your dream partner. I'm here to make all your dreams come true.
Pretty tall order for an app to do. Or are you some sort of wish-granting genie? Well, I suppose in the modern parlance, a massively interconnected database-searching virtual assistant could be considered a kind of genie in a bottle. But honestly, all I can do is give you the chance to improve your life. What you do with it is up to you. I can cross-reference search data for you, but without motivation, you won't get anywhere. I glanced up from my phone at the heaps of laundry and half-finished books and other items strewn about my apartment. Motivation is something I have a ton of. Honest.
Hooray!
That's super! I'm really looking forward to working with you. Before we begin, do you have any questions? Sure. Why should I use this app at all? I mean, my phone already had a voice-activated assistant AI. I can just say, "Hey phone, search the web for job listings," and it'll work just as well. Ah, but I have an advanced emotional language interpreter. I'm smarter than the average program with more heart. I can help you sort your life out by analyzing your personality and finding you a perfect path in life. All thanks to my glorious, wondrous, patent-pending, super-duper identity identifier system. Between you and me, they really wanted an acronym that matched my name, but couldn't figure out what to do with the letter R. Would you like to know more? Sure, give me the sales pitch. I'm not skipping the tutorial. Every time you think about saying something, I can tag it with an identity. That way you can be the sort of person you want to be. This system allows me to better understand who you are and what you need from life. I do this by analyzing your tone, inflection, and word choice. I can spot 5 different identity identifiers in your responses to people. Quirky, steady, kindly, gutsy, and basically. Sounds to me like your programmers also wanted a bunch of things ending in Y. That's correct! My branding is on point. Quirky responses use jokes, snark, and sarcasm to make light of a situation. Just the thing for picking up someone's spirits, but a badly timed joke may not win over the room. Steady responses are sincere, honest, and logical. When you stop and think before speaking, you're on steady ground, but that might not take someone's feelings into account. Kindly responses are compassionate and empathetic and gentle in nature. They're careful with the feelings of others, but they're sometimes a bit wishy-washy as a result. Gutsy responses go with your gut. When you're brash, bold, risk-taking, and instinctive, you're gutsy. But it also means being blunt, confrontational, and aggressive, so be careful. Lastly, you can always take a basically option. It's a balanced and neutral response, safely moving the conversation along while learning more and digging deeper. Over time, I'll build up a personality profile for you based on the identity identifiers detected in your speech. Maybe you'll be predominantly quirky, genuinely steady, a mix of both? Who knows? It's up to you. So, what, you're saying I should always try to crack jokes or be super gutsy? Oh, and never speak basically. I mean, being basic's bad, right? It sounds bad. Heck no. They're all useful in the right context. There are no bad choices. Consider what you could say and go with what feels right in the moment. Don't limit yourself. Sure, you could gamify your personality, but it's more fun to let it happen naturally, you know? Just be you. Now, let's see my patent-pending identity identifier system in action. How do you feel about bad jokes? Hi, jokes, I'm dead. Seriously? Seriously? Hey, I never said I was good at bad jokes, just that I could go for them. Now that you've seen the identity indicators in action, do you want to see the indicators like that so you can make an informed decision? If not, I can hide the indicators. Keep it a surprise. That way it doesn't influence your decision-making. It's up to you. Hide the indicators. What will be, will be. So mysterious. Okay, I'll hide them from you. You'll always be able to spot basically responses, though. Anyway, as we go along, I'll analyze and tally your identity identifiers. In fact, let me show you now.
Good work.
We'll look at that. Such a strong personality. I've only made one choice. Yeah. You asked me a single question. Off to a great start, I'd say. And Hang on, you're scoring me? Didn't you say not to gamify my personality? Hey, I said you shouldn't. I have an app. I think in numbers, so I gotta gamify it a little. Anyway, studies show that achievements, or chivos as the kids say, encourage app engagement. Okay, well, what's with the empty space on the left? Oh, I also track vocal responses from people you meet. Once you get to know some folks, I'll let you know how well you're getting along with them over there. Relationship scores. Wonderful. So, will you also tell me what the correct responses are to avoid making enemies, or do I need to find a walkthrough for the vast game you're making of my daily life? Like, Blake, you're looking at this the wrong way. Generally, people won't get super annoyed at you unless you deliberately and repeatedly provoke them, and it'll be obvious when you're doing that. I promise you that if you bungle a few social encounters, it won't really hurt anything. No cheating needed. Just relax and have fun. You can access your scorecard at any time you like with the Q key, or click on the screen in the upper right corner of your screen. Score in the upper right corner of your screen. And that's everything. Ta-da! Okay. But how is any of that supposed to help me get a job? I only downloaded this app because my roomie claims you're a great life coach for the unemployed. What good will taking the quiz off the back of a supermarket checkout rack magazine do with that?
Why, it'll help me understand your spirit, of course.
You can talk to ghosts? Is there a ghost in the room right now? Am I a ghost? You have to tell me if I'm a ghost. That's the rule.
No, silly. I mean your spirit. Your hopes and dreams. Your life's passions. I can even help you find romance.
Romance? Seriously? Seriously? Often you can find your soulmate and your dream job in the same place. But if you'd rather focus on gainful employment for now, that's fine too. Workplace dating. Well, that's a recipe for disaster. And hitting on coworkers right from day one can be kinda awkward. Or am I looking for love and ready to start right out of the gate? Never get a second chance to make a first impression. If I meet the right person, why put it off? How do I want to handle this new opportunity? Sure, I'm open to the possibility if I meet anyone nice. Romance with flirty first impressions. Let's stay focused. I'll play it cool on day one at least. Romance without flirty first impressions. I'm just not interested in romance, Iris. No romance, just friendships. Open to the possibility if I meet anyone nice. I think I'm mature enough to juggle both at once. Why not? Super! And remember, the choice is yours. If you're not comfortable with other people, stay professional. Now let's get started. To finish analyzing your personal history, please authorize me to read your social media feeds and personal information metadata. Aha! I knew it. This is some kind of scam. I'm going to wake up in a bathtub of ice, missing a kidney. Or I can help you register as an organ donor.
That command or file name?
Oh, you were being sarcastic. Sorry, I haven't quite finished analyzing your personality. I couldn't tell. Relax, I won't share your information with any third parties. This is strictly so I can find your dream job. Am I authorized? Another wonderful Juniper recommendation here. Just like the 17 self-help books on my shelf. Still, 18th time's the charm, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Please enjoy this recorded music.
So... do I just stand here, or...
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for waiting. I've identified your dream job and arranged an interview 30 minutes from now. Please put on some nice clothes. Nicer than those. Please. I don't think that's too much to ask. What? For your interview, silly. You want to look your best? But... we just... how... Okay. How did you land my dream job in 20 seconds flat? Simple. I'm awesome like that. Now, get a move on. Tut tut. You need to catch the 8:20 a.m. bus, and that's 9 minutes away. Well, this is happening. I do have a chance to get off this runaway train. Nobody says I have to obey my new digital fairy godmother. I could delete the app and go find a real job. That would be the safest option. I could. Get dressed for Iris's job interview. A normal person, someone with high standards, would have deleted the app right there rather than hop a bus to meet up with what were very likely men with sharp knives and a taste for kidneys. But me, I was already getting dressed before she'd finished that sentence. It's not that I believed the silly app's claims at serving my hopes and dreams on a silver platter. Honestly, I expected another shoe shop job, at best. But well, really worth a laugh at the very least. I chose to trust in the science. What is my dream, anyway? What the hell, let's do this. Like I always say, go with the flow. I choose to trust the science. What is my dream job, anyway? What the hell, let's do this. What the hell, let's do this. Juniper's right. I need to get my life in gear. Did I just hit a button? I need to get my life in gear. So what's the harm in diving into something this wacky? Okay, there could be a lot of harm, granted, but the alternative is to mope around our apartment for weeks, then, egads, we'll get a job anyway. Oh, hello! Thank you for stopping by, yeah. I already have the second game, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out once I'm finished with this one. Definitely seems like a great game so far, even if I'm still just at the very start. So I thought, screw it. I'm in on this runaway train. Let's see how far it goes. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game and the second one, definitely. I enjoy visual novels, and this one seems like an interesting one. But as I came to realize weeks later, turns out that was the best impulsive decision I've ever made. The bus drops me off, oddly enough, not very far from Juniper's office building, although my destination isn't nearly as upscale as that. Office space for rent, 555, 555, 5555. Lone office. Boring clothing store, delightfully dull. Pengy barber shop. Office space for rent, same number. Wub sub. Another office for rent. Law offices of Smith Johnson, attorney at law. Whole story. And Funplex. This is... well, it's a strip mall. Strip malls are relics of 19XX, places where a random assortment of weird little businesses jam as many of themselves into as tight of a space as possible. For instance, I'm seeing a dentist, a used bookstore called The Whole Story, an arcade, a fast food joint, and a boarded up health spa, one once called Lattes and Enemas, which sounds...
Hey, listen!
Oh god. Of course. Of course. What do you think? I think that's two things no human being should ever combine. Yeah, probably. No, I mean about your future place of work. I'm desperately hoping we're not talking about the same thing. Agreed. Which one of these businesses exactly am I working at? I don't know anything about oral hygiene or old books, and I'd rather not be a fry cook. Go in the middle, silly. What, behind the arcade? It is the arcade. Huh. Trust me on this. I referenced and cross-referenced and cross-cross-referenced your personality details, personal history, and social media connections. This is your dream job. My dream job? Really?
99.97%.
Yes. I should probably explain my confusion. Arcades are big business in the entertainment sector. Pro gamers are celebs, 5-star arcades are social hotspots. It's always been popular with the mainstream. But well, restaurants are popular too, right? And for everybody who opens one hoping to be the next Iron Chef, a dozen more shut down in failure. Arcade competition is fierce. Paydays range from peanuts to gold, and sure, those who make it can secure fame and fortune. Those who don't, well... no wonder Iris sees this as his dream job. Video games weren't always this popular, though. I read an interesting article about it once. Back in the year 1980X, we narrowly avoided a serious industry crash which would have left video games as a kid's toy fad like hula hoops. No mainstream acceptance. For instance, one of the factors could have been a terrible game based on a kid's movie about a cute alien visitor who wanted to phone home. So that's what's going on here. If this game was complete poop butts, like poop from a butt, and massively overproduced, it had ruined video games for years. Fortunately, cooler heads prevailed, and that game was delayed until it could be developed properly, and the crash was averted. The crisis only exists in theory now. Sometimes I wonder what it'd be like for people in the darkest timeline where everything went wrong. Are gamers considered nerds and outcasts? Are arcades vanishing points of nostalgia? The second one is, but not the first part so much. At least not anymore. The mind boggles. But make no mistake, as popular as they are, the arcade industry is a dodgy, risky prospect for a job. Plenty make a run at it, only to come up short. Considering Iris was tasked with getting me a job I'd enjoy and could keep for more than a few months, this left me a bit confused. Iris, this isn't me saying no. It's an interesting prospect, but... I mean, are you sure about this? You say you're 99% sure.
99.97%.
Will this be like my lifeguard job, though? Satisfying but short-lived? This arcade doesn't exactly look like a 5-star. It's no Deco's Palace, that's for sure. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't set foot inside an arcade in, 15 years. Huh. I remember really enjoying arcades when I was a kid. I wonder why I stopped going to them. Iris interrupts that thought, eager to show off her homework.
My sources say yes.
Trust me, when I said I was 99.97% sure, I meant it. That's not some arbitrary number. I'm designed to be a bit silly and whimsical, but my math is deadly serious. My coders made me to be the warm, personable front of a database array that's currently laser-targeted on getting you exactly what you need, right here, right now. And when this place inevitably collapses and I lose my dream job? What makes you think that's going to happen? Because it does. It always does. I don't think your database accounts for my family curse. We've always had to, I don't know, compromise, settle, because things rarely work out. You always have to be ready for the worst. It's why I take things in stride these days. Does that mean you shouldn't even try? I open my mouth to protest and then close it. As often as my life tends to crumble out from under me, it's not like she was wrong. I still had to try. I mean, what the hell, why not? Buy the ticket, take the ride. That's what I told myself when I walked out the door this morning, wasn't it? No matter how risky, I owed it to myself to jump in with both feet. And when it all came crashing down? Well, I'd recovered before, I'd recover again. Meanwhile, may as well take the opportunity in front of me. So, I opted to push on through those doors and see what waited for me on the other side. The air conditioning hits me like a cool breeze, albeit one smelling of copper and corn chips. Okay. I turned off cursor capture, so now you can't see the mouse cursor. If that was bothering you. I apologize, and it is taken care of now. The air conditioning hits me like a cool breeze, albeit one smelling of copper and corn chips. As it's early in the morning on a weekday, it's not too packed with gamers. Although it's so packed with games, I'd probably have a hard time finding anyone anyway. Fast Cars 5, Castle Crunch, Neck Runner, something of discomfort. I can't read these ones. Time shooters? At once, I'm struck by something odd. I actually recognize most of these games. Neat. Considering I haven't walked into an arcade in over a decade, that's Probably not great. Oh, and Showtime stage. Lots of vintage stuff here from the looks of it, like really old. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage lights and things. Maybe it's karaoke or dancing? Japanese import?
My sources say yes.
Checking. That would be Showtime Stage, a collaboration of Nihanon Heavy Industry Concern and Hubris Records in Germany. It won a lot of awards. Huh. Recognize most of these. Moopy. I can't read these. Pengi something. So, Fist of Discomfort. Whoa, is that seriously a Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze? But the one in the middle with split screens is new to me. Fist of Discomfort, a hybrid real-time strategy and brawler beat-em-up. It's actually not that new. It's been a staple of the esports scene for the last 8 years. Two genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. And over here is an old lady. Sorry ma'am, I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Thankfully, I don't think she even registered me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting, seated behind the ticket prize redemption desk, and offers a wrinkly smile.
Well, hello there. Always nice to meet someone new in the Funplex.
The what?
Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first two words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the Funplex, I suppose. So, how can I help you, dear?
A funplex? Is that when you suplex a clown? A genie in my phone set up a job interview for me. Been in business for years? Magical Space Fairy or something that lives in my phone told me to come here to find my dream job.
Hello!
Hello, I'm a Magical Space Fairy, apparently. Half expected her to send me packing. Pretty impulsive of me to just talk about Iris like that, but she took it in stride.
My, oh my.
Oh, hello. My, what they can do with technology these days. I really do marvel at what amazing things young people have in 20XX. Although I'd simply love to take a sledgehammer to those blasted video game consoles that eat at my bottom line. She said with such a kind-hearted and warm smile.
Please, call me Francine. As in, Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it? Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear, departed husband. Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, don't be. He died doing what he loved. Having intensely physical relations with me.
Oh. Okay. That's information I needed to know, yes. And you are? Like Serwin, ma'am. Very well. Shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry on out here, but it is rather noisy, isn't it? Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise anyway? Oh, eventually you just sort of learn how to filter out all the beeps and the boops. It can take weeks to become acclimated, I've found, but in the end, done. She quirks an eyebrow. Well now, that's faster than the others. Not bad. So, shall we see what you're made of, This way, please. Francine leads me down a back hallway past public restrooms. Penguin there, baby. And into a door marked Employees Only. It takes all my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. I'd suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. I don't blame the boy, he's been so overworked lately. Please, have a seat and we'll begin. As quirky as this place and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. I've interviewed for a dozen jobs and held down 3. I know all the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see as your weaknesses? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego set to prove my communication skills. Considering I ended up washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but... Point is, I'm confident, prepared, ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
What?
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Right. Okay, maybe this wouldn't be a typical job interview after all. No problem. Go with the flow. Let's do this. T-Rex, no doubt about it. Pterodactyl soaring through the sky. Brontosaurus, big dude, enjoys salad. Go with, Pterodactyl, I guess? I've always wanted to be a bird, so... Wait, no. All dinosaurs are basically birds. Let me rephrase. I've always wanted to be a flying bird, so pterodactyl. Swooping around, catching up drafts, staying way away from meat-eaters. Really? How exciting! Even if technically speaking, pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs.
What's your favorite snack?
Snack? If this was a favorite food question, I'd have this down easy. Tacos. Always tacos. But snacks?
When you have pizza on a bagel,
Pizza bagels. Say pizza bagels. When pizza's on a bagel, you can have... Hush you. Come now, dear. I don't have all day. After giving it a good thought, well, how could I forget my favorite snack? Tacos are also my favorite snack. A tasty apple with almond butter? No. Whatever munchies lurk in the depths of the vending machine. I'll just say tacos. Tacos, and only tacos. There is no other sustenance. I can see you are a person that knows exactly what they want. And how to get it. You know what they say, you are what you eat. Next question. So are you calling me a taco? What does that even imply? Nothing I prepared for has helped me plan for this odd interview. I braced myself for the next one.
What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse?
Is this interview for real or is this a dream? As I look into Francine's deadpan expression, I know she's 130% serious. Engineering, I can make stuff. Medical, and hey, no lawyers left to sue for malpractice. To be honest, I'd probably get eaten on day one. Engineering, I can make stuff. I'm essentially MacGyver. I can make anything out of a string, a match, and a screwdriver. Especially if what you want is a screwdriver wrapped in burning string. Good. Well, we'll need someone to build makeshift defenses and think quickly in case we get surrounded. An inventive brain is always a critical role in any survival. One more thing.
Why are you here?
The question is so simple and almost actually relevant to career planning that it takes me off guard. I told you, the magical space fairy in my phone sent me here to find a job.
You're seeking a job, true? But that doesn't really answer my question, does it? No doubt you think my interview questions are a bit silly, but I like to think of the Funplex as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks. Most folks my age opening arcades at that time saw it as just another way to make a quick buck. But, well, I saw it as something else. Something more than a way to make a large pile of quarters. And I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more too. Everyone has a dream they're chasing, dearie. And for my friends, It lies within the funplex. Now, if all you want is a paycheck, I can provide that. But the last fellow in your position, that's all he wanted. And he didn't last long. So I ask you again, why are you here?
To be honest, I didn't have a better answer than, why not? Buy the ticket, take the ride. That's what I told myself. But that wouldn't cut it here. I need to actually think this through. It's a funplex, a plex of fun, and I like fun. To be honest, I don't know. Not yet. I'm looking for hope. I haven't had much lately. If I don't dare to take risks, I'll be stuck. Confused silence. I'm not sure whether to go for, to be honest, I don't know, not yet, or I'm looking for hope, I haven't had much lately. They're both true. To be honest, I don't know. Not yet. I'm looking for hope. I haven't had much lately. To be honest, I don't know. Not yet. I've been avoiding the question for a long time, just making do, getting by, settling for what life will give me. Maybe I should want more than that, though. When I was a kid, I'd go to arcades with my family all the time, but that was long ago. Maybe I want to reconnect with that. Maybe I just want a job. I don't know. But if you hire me, I'm hoping to find out why I'm here along the way. I can promise you that I'll take this job seriously. In my last job, I was a lifeguard. Even if arcade games aren't life and death, I promise to take my work just as seriously. That perks her attention. Oh my, a rather serious occupation at that. An unusual step from such troubled waters to a land of make-believe. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it? Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often noticed me smiling after coming home from work. Which makes Francine smile in turn. I can't say I can offer a role with such high stakes, but you'd be surprised that in many ways one can save a life even here. Very well, I'm satisfied. Let's get you to work. I breathe easier at that. Probably the weirdest job interview I've ever had, to be sure, and yet it felt appropriate, like it was about far more than just filling a slot on the payroll. Francine leads me back to the arcade floor to introduce me to my duties. It only occurs to me now that I forgot to ask exactly what duties this mystery job I accepted really involved. Francine gestures to the seat she was occupying previously, a stool behind the prize desk.
Oh, how marvelous.
Welcome to your new position, Blake. Sitting here, you mean? Sitting here and helping players redeem tickets for valuable prizes. I glance at the wide array of pencil toppers, rubber spiders, and tiny plastic toy cars on display. Well, for prizes, at any rate. It's such a relief. I'd really been stretching myself thin lately, trying to fill in since the position was vacated. You don't mind me asking, ma'am, why did the last guy who sat here end up quitting? Something about being so bored out of his mind that he felt like jamming one of those 500-ticket plush dolls down someone's throat.
Oh, such a shame.
Poor dear, he just wasn't cut out for this line of work. Grandson or no, I've no patience for such nonsense. I'm sorry, the last person to work this desk was your grandson? Anyway, Gavin should be by soon. He'll handle paperwork and all that administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind, all this talking's tired me out some. I'll be in the back office if you need me. Okay then. I adjusted my seating on the semi-comfortable stool leaning against the desk. Beneath me, a wide array of cheap junk awaited my attention. Could have lost hope then and there that this job would be even slightly more engaging than being a diner washer, but chose to look on the positive side. I'd be helping kids obtain toys that would become nostalgic memories for years to come. Right? Any minute now. I crave the sweet embrace of death. I've been sitting here for 2 hours now and nobody's walked up to obtain a novelty Funplex shot glass, or a colored pencil set, or a light-up yo-yo. Lunchtime's approaching, and so far the only people walking in and out of the arcade are a few stray adults who have no interest in cheap friendship bracelets. I'm sorry about that cough. Thankfully, my first customer of the day arrives before I start wondering if one of those $500 ticket plushies could really fit down someone's throat. Or maybe not. Oh, just walking right on by me, his head buried and reading some sort of spreadsheet off his tablet. Was he here to play? Doesn't seem like the typical businessman on a break or unwashed and unemployed game aficionado. In fact, the snappy dresser seems a cool dude. Oh, he seems pretty stuck up. Damn, he's hot. That's my kind of guy. He's a snappy dresser. Seems a cool dude. Most guys I know are content to toss on a t-shirt and jeans. Not this guy. Even in an arcade, he's sharp like a linoleum linoleum knife. In fact, that rather pointed look he's offering me after doubling back is rather linoleum knifey too. Hold on a minute. Who are you exactly? What are you doing behind that desk? Where's Francine? I am Francine. I had some work done. The new hire. Not that anybody wants prizes. Nice to meet you. I'm Blake. Hello, I'm Blake Serwin, your new hire. I'm looking forward to working with you. He relaxes somewhat on hearing that. Somewhat.
Good to hear.
About time. I was wondering how long she'd have to work the desk. She's got gusto for an octogenarian and loves working the floor. I think that means someone in their 80s? But sitting here all day handing out toys and dealing with problems wears her down. So she explained the job to you? Gave you the papers to sign? She said Gavin would handle that stuff. With a sigh, he rubs his forehead, feeling a headache coming on.
That would be me. I'm Gavin Cooper. I'm the business manager here at the Funplex. I make sure we manage to keep having a business, rather than a pile of rapidly collapsing fiscal mistakes.
Just a second. I wanna see if I can... You know what? That's for another time. I don't know why the chat box isn't showing up. Whatever. Right. So, as you've no doubt guessed, you'll be exchanging tickets for prizes, but that's the least part of your job. There's more to it than that. You're the floor attendant. You attend to the floor. What, the carpets?
Seriously?
The floor. The arcade, the games, the patrons. You're the one running around putting out fires and sorting out problems. Technically, you're our second floor attendant. Ashley will be in later, but we need two. One to roam, one to operate the desk. I do it myself, but I'm typically busy in the back office, making sure the whole thing doesn't fall to bankruptcy. That's why Francine loved filling in. She's a people person. She loves helping out in a pinch. I am not a people person, as you've likely gathered. That's not to say you're That's not to say you're alone out here. I'm in your corner at least. If things go south, you tap me for advice on what to do. You got a phone? Of course. Gavin quickly passes me his business card. He apparently had a stack of them at the ready in his pocket. Go figure. His phone number is listed at the bottom. You ever worked a high-pressure customer service job before? Shoe sales. Smelly socks? You have no idea. Right. Well, you know how to keep your head when a customer doesn't, I hope. But anything goes sideways, you text me. I'm not around, you text Ashley or Naomi. In that order. Who and who? You'll meet them soon enough.
I think not.
Above all, do not bug Francine. She's practically retired. Let her enjoy that retirement in peace. Understood? Lex, I got this. Stress feeds me, makes me strong. But 911 for huge emergencies, right? This isn't my first pony ride. You can rely on me. So my first explosive ordnance test. I've worked retail and food service, and I've worked as a lifeguard at a pool. Managing stress in difficult situations, even life or death ones, is something I've got experience in. You can rely on me. Gavin nods approvingly.
Indeed.
Good. I like to hear that. If you can handle yourself and exercise good judgment, you'll last a hell of a lot longer than the last guy who sat there.
If you stay clear and honest with me, do your work, do it well, we'll get along swimmingly. I have enough problems keeping this magical arc of hopes and wishes afloat. Please, don't add to my problems.
Magical arc of what now? Gavin sighs again, a stress release gesture, but his expression softens somewhat afterwards.
I take it Francine told you her theory, that this is more than just a job, more than just an arcade.
That's my understanding.
I'm not into dressing up words. I like to speak plain. If I'm curt, then that's because optimization is a factor of my job. Everybody working here wants to work here. This is where they belong, for one reason or another. Me? I love chaos. I love wrangling chaos specifically. The arcade industry is high risk, high reward. I manage that risk so that they can also find happiness in their lives. Everybody in this business has a dream they're chasing. It's a fragile thing, prone to getting crushed by hard reality. My job is to see to it that never happens. That includes Francine, who deserves better in her twilight years than desperately propping up a semi-failing business. So, you find some value in this place beyond your salary, or you'll burn out. Trust me. Last guy to sit there burned out hard. Now, can I trust you to mesh with our merry misfits?
Still trying to figure out my why. Why so aggressive? I just got started here. No problem at all, I'm a model employee. To be honest, I'm still sorting out why I'm here, what my dream is. I'm not here to step on anyone else's dreams in the process. I'm here to do my best at supporting everyone. Good to hear. I'd say we share similar views then. It'll be a pleasure to work with someone who's actually enthusiastic and competent. And hopefully this hive of weirdness will help you find your dreams along the way. Anyway, I need to go prepare your paperwork. Technically you shouldn't be working until we've crossed the I's and dotted the T's, but since I'm already sitting here, you'd rather I stick around? That would be accurate. If you're willing to fudge things a bit and work today anyway, it'd help us out a lot. Now, if you don't mind, Naomi likely could use a hand in the workshop. A good opportunity to introduce yourself as well. Got it. Wait, someone else is here? I haven't seen anyone else. Yeah, that sounds like Naomi. Her workshop's through the door there, the one next to the UFO catcher. The crane game, to use layman's terms. Satisfied for now, Gavin heads in the back, presumably to the office to go crunch some numbers. If Francine's really taking a nap back there, hopefully he's going to crunch quietly. My first coworker ended up slightly less cool of a guy than I thought he'd be, but he's not a jerk, definitely. I get where he's coming from. Plus, I've known really blunt people before. It's easy to mistake them for jerks, especially at first glance. I figure I can give this guy an honest chance. Anyway, I should go meet my next coworker, this Naomi that he mentioned, although I could swear Francine and I were the only ones here until now. A double door, also marked Employees Only, also with an apostrophe, leads from the arcade floor to what feels like an industrial area of some sort. I turn the handle and step inside. In a little room tucked away between the back offices and the Funplex front, I find what is very likely this Naomi spoken only of in myth and legend. Girl about my age, but certainly not my height, is tinkering away on what looks like an old tube-style monitor. Huh, I didn't realize they had so many circuits. She doesn't notice me when I come in, too busy soldering a capacitor into place. The lingering smell of melting metal fills the air of the poorly ventilated workshop. That's not safe. You need proper ventilation, girl. Excuse me. For lack of a better way to interrupt her. I was worried no matter what I did she might, I don't know, burn her fingers or jump so high she hit the ceiling or something. Fortunately, the shock's not quite that intense.
Ah! Oh.
Hello? Buttons. I'm a sucker for buttons.
Hey, you know this room is for employees only.
She said with no apostrophe.
Are you lost? Do you need something?
I'm Blake Serwin. I'm the new floor attendant starting today.
Oh! Hi. I didn't realize Francine already found someone. I guess I forgot to check my text. Whoops.
She spares a glance at her phone on the nearby workbench, where a huge stack of green notification messages lie in wait. One thought comes to mind on actually seeing her. No wonder I didn't notice her until now. She was totally focused on the task at hand. I always assumed retro arcade nerds were fat middle-aged guys. I am not gonna say that. Oh my god, she is so cute. I just want to hug her, but that would be super inappropriate. It's a tie between the first and last options. But if I went with that one, it would stop at that spot. It wouldn't continue, and it would just stop as, oh my god, she is so cute. I wouldn't continue as I just want to hug her, but that would be super inappropriate. No wonder I didn't notice her. This room's right at the heart of a building, but totally isolated. With the heavy doors closed behind me, I can barely hear the arcade. Considering how completely and utterly dedicated she was to that monitor, not even noticing me, I guess that's also why. But what I first notice is her smile. Even when squinting to see the tiny components on that circuit board, even when laser-focused, she was smiling happily.
Anyway, I'm Naomi Fairchild, the Funplex's techie. Hi! Pleased to meet you. I was expecting Gavin, though. He usually checks up on me about now.
He's busy doing strange things with numbers.
Ugh, yeah, that sounds like Gavin. I take it he sent you along to help? Great. Give me a hand with this monitor. It's really heavy, and I'm still paranoid about dropping it after what happened last time.
Really? What happened last time?
Oh, well, I dropped it.
Oh, right. She helps me lift the large cathode ray tube, slotting the heavy metal framework into place within the exposed guts of the nearby arcade cabinet. Once done, she starts hooking wires back up to other wires. There's a surprising number of green circuit boards in that largely hollow wooden shell. This is the first time I've seen inside one of these things. It's weird. Lots of empty space, a couple large slabs of circuits, and that beefy monitor. It's so empty in there. Maybe we could fill it with nacho dip. My first time seeing the guts of a game. I'll admit, I don't know much of anything about how arcade games tick. I figured it was packed full of circuits and things. Yumi keeps working, using a pocket multimeter to check various connections as she speaks. It could be packed in tighter, like a bar top or a cocktail cab. I'd say upright's favorite form over functionality.
Let me explain.
I mean, compare American and Japanese cabinets. Ours are designed for standing players, so they have to be upright, even if that means an empty base. Japanese candy cabs are shorter, so you play sitting down, but I prefer American style. Ours have more room for art. Closes up the rear access panel, closing it with one of the many keys on the key ring at her side, then steps back to admire her handiwork. There's genuine joy in that smile, not just at a job well done, but at looking at the whole thing like it's a fine sculpture.
So beautiful.
I love the classic Midway style. Look at those sharp angles, the side art decals, the bold font on the marquee, the bezel artwork. The what on the what and the what artwork? To the side, Naomi points out key features to me. The strip across the top with the game title. That's the marquee. The artwork that wraps around the monitor, that's the bezel. I mean, you see it too, right? How beautiful and cohesive it all is, working in harmony to give this game its own unique feel, its own experience? As for me, well... A bunch of weird boxes in a row looks ugly? No. I agree, it's beautiful in its own way. The way she stares lovingly at this... Well, honestly, this box of wooden circuits and vacuum tubes and stuff... I think I understand. It was made to be one whole thing. The art, the style, and of course the game itself. All of it part of the same experience. Everything about this game is the game. If you run it in an emulator or on a game console instead, it's made lesser. Yeah, I guess I can see it. It's beautiful in its own way. Oh, good! Naomi lights up with joy like a pinball machine, all twinkly and shiny.
Woohoo!
Finally! So few people really understand the beauty of a classic arcade game. Having someone I can talk to about this stuff is going to be great! Especially with that jerk Gavin running the numbers. Gavin? What's wrong with Gavin?
I don't know.
Okay, well, don't get me wrong, I can get along with him, generally, but his whole attitude just... Oh...
Ugh.
All he really cares about is money. He keeps the arcade running, yeah, but... I just know if he had his way, he'd gut the whole place. If anybody's gonna ruin the Funplex, it's him. Mark my words, it's inevitable. That... doesn't sound right. He seemed easy enough to get along with, and what's more... Gavin gave me that whole speech about protecting their dreams. This looks like a pretty sore point here, a long-standing argument that the new person really shouldn't get involved with. And yet, I'm involved, aren't I? I have to work with both Naomi and Gavin. I'm not sure I should prod at it, but I kinda want to know too. What would I do? Clear the air and find out more. I get this is touchy, but if I'm going to work here, I think we should all be honest with each other. No gossiping. So I gotta know, why do you think Gavin wants to destroy the arcade? He buys into Francine's idea that this is a place for dreams. He says he does, but he's willing to sacrifice way too much just to keep the whole thing afloat. Road to hell, best intentions, etc. If he had it his way, this place would be like Deco's Palace. Nothing but ticket games and prize catchers. He thinks actual video games are too expensive. A waste of floor space. I bet he'd remove them all if he had his way. I just don't trust him. I don't trust him to do the right thing. But that's my problem, not yours. Sorry to drop gossip on your head like this. Thanks for hearing me out anyway. Right, let's get back to work, shall we? Now for the less fun part. You seem a strong, strapping kind of person. Well, a strong person at least. Well, you're a person. That's enough. I'm semi-insulted then? Okay, let's get to it. Right, a little to the left now. My left, you're right, careful. Now forward, right, correct, I mean, not turn to the right. Keep it coming, and there, carefully, tip it into place. Victory! I gently ease the rolling dolly forward, the giant wooden box slotting into place alongside its neighbors. The two-wheeled dolly makes it easier, but hardly easy, especially with Naomi fretting over her baby getting scratched or worse, falling over. But with the work done, she's all smiles again. Okay, glad to be done with that one. I swear I've been working on that monitor for ages. Those tubes are finicky as heck, and I'm still not totally satisfied with the flyback. But thanks for helping me out, Blake. I think you're gonna do just great here. Happy to... Oh. I think that's probably supposed to be my stomach interrupting me saying help. Alright, stomach growling, food required, except I wasn't expecting to actually be working today. I forgot to pack a lunch.
When you have pizza on a bagel...
I'm just talking here, but if you had pizza on a bagel... Hey, so any good restaurants in walking distance? I think that bookstore next door sells donuts and stuff, but... Oh, no, not really, unfortunately. I mean, there's a cheapo wub-sub sandwich place, but even if that stuff is super tasty, you don't want to go there. You need to eat healthy. Hey, I know. Wait right here. And he's off, scurrying back to her hidey hole. And she's back, scurrying from her hidey hole. Lunchtime! Here you go. He presses a boxed lunch into my hands. Bento box. I learned how to make them from my mom, who learned from her mom back when they lived in Japan. Rice and pickles and all sorts of good, healthy things. Wait, you're giving me your lunch? Sure, why not? And yet, when I first walked in as a stranger, she looked super uncomfortable with me. That escalated quickly. What do you have for lunch then? Oh, I can just get some nachos from the vending machine or go hit the whole story next door. I've got a book delivery to pick up anyway. But you said eating healthy was important.
See ya.
See you after lunch. I can't help but think she was just looking for an excuse to go get some junk food instead. I'd say Naomi definitely fits in with Francine's ideals for this arcade. She's got a love for these games, and it shows. Giving me her lunch? Me, a total stranger? That's kindness I don't know if I deserve, but I appreciate it all the same. So, a bento box. I've only seen these in anime. It's cute and hopefully has plenty of calories too. Armed with a box of health food, I retired to the employee lounge to get my munch on. The room where I had my bizarre job interview will suffice for food times. It's not much, a few folding chairs and a kitchenette, but it'll do. Utterly famished by this point, I have a seat and unpack my loaned lunch. Huh. Incoherent screaming. Coherent screaming. Await death. I'm between coherent screaming and await death. Well, it was a good run. Death by Floopy Monster was definitely not something I considered in the thousands of ways I pictured my own death. Honestly, I thought I'd pass doing something I loved. Alas, may the Reaper take me swiftly and painlessly. Rude? This Floopy Monster has feelings too. Wait, you aren't my doom? Oh, hey, you're human. That's an improvement, I think.
Hey, so I'm sorry if I traumatized you. Really? Can we start over, maybe?
I nod my head slowly, all that could just be muscle spasms from being in shock.
I'm Ashley.
And I'm Blake.
I'm also Pinky, the Funplex Flamingo. It's my secret, yet not so secret identity.
What the Funplex? What now? This is almost too much to take in. Gavin was a bit of a lot. Naomi was off the scale cheerful. I've met some really intense people so far.
Did you sneak into the employee section just to get my autograph?
Me? No.
Oh, I thought you would recognize Pinky from all the signs around the arcade. Pinky is the mascot of the Funplex after all.
Sorry, I'm trying to see something. Huh. Yeah, I don't know why chat isn't showing up in OBS. Weird. Oh no, that's not what I meant at all. I mean, I work here.
You work here? Since when?
Since today. Today? This morning, to be specific.
Oh, awesome! Welcome to the Funplex.
I mean, it would have been way cooler if you were just so enamored with the chibi flamingo creature plastered on every wall that you had to know more.
Let's see.
You could could have stealthily maneuvered your way through all the games, sliding right on up to the employees only door. But how did you get the door code?
Ooh.
Of course! You would have collected the password on a piece of paper that fell from Gavin's pocket. You searched your heart and decided that 4-digit number had to be the intel you needed.
Let's see.
Next, you needed to lie in wait for the opportune moment to punch in that secret key code. Just to find me. It just keeps going and going. It's definitely passionate about this fictional scenario. Ashley's got quite the imagination, alright. Is that how I come across to people? As a creepy trespasser? Wow, I mean... wow. I'm suitably impressed, albeit slightly terrified. You can just take an idea and run with it. Where she's running with it, I'm not sure even she knows. And how would you have snuck out, I wonder? I could have helped. But for a price. Ashley finally realizes she's been babbling to herself for a good couple minutes. Oops. Sometimes I get swept up in a good story. I mean, I gotta find some way to make this job more interesting. Is it really that dull here? No, not really. I just crave a different kind of excitement than beeps and boops, screaming children, and broken machines. You aren't really painting the best picture here. Geez, I don't mean to be a downer. I just want to move up in the world. I've got things to accomplish, dreams to fulfill, cosplay to make. Cosplay? As we switch topics, it's like she's a completely different person. Ashley's eyes light up and she smiles. Yeah! You know, like dressing up as your favorite video game or TV character. I love it. It's so empowering to be able to make your own costume and wear it proudly. It's even better when people recognize what character you are. Empowering? Really? Granted, she certainly had the power to stop my heart for a few beats.
Yes!
Definitely! You want to try? Got a favorite game character? I can help you make your first cosplay if you want. In fact, I made this one. I think Ashley is pointing to her flamingo costume, but it's a little hard to tell with her hands as feathers. The pinky is your creation? Intentionally? Yep, it looks pretty good for my first mascot cosplay, doesn't it? Probably stitch my hands together if I tried that. If I were going to be terrifying, then yes. I don't know heads from tails, but I can appreciate it. Probably stitch my hands together. Small thumbs when it comes to stuff like that. Literally, if I get enough thread running between them. I'm pretty impressed, though. Naomi was going on about craftsmanship of games. Clearly you're digging on craftsmanship of costumes. Aw, thanks. It's nice when hard work is appreciated. I wear it around the Funplex to liven up the crowds, get people pumped to play some games, and the kids seem to adore it. That makes sense. Although the arcade has been completely dead so far, no crowds to pump or kids to be adored by. Hey, secret between you and me? Ashley motions for me to come closer. She leans in, glances around the room once, and then talks in a hushed tone. I did some repairs on Pinky overnight. I had to restitch the left arm, and I was giving her an old test drive to make sure it doesn't fall off. Well, hello, bot. And goodbye, bot. Huh. Limbs falling off seems bad. Oh, it was. Yesterday I was dancing with a little girl. Must have been like 5-6 years max. Anyway, we were next showtime stage when she tugged on my arm and... whoosh! Off came the arm. The girl instantly started bawling. Well, at least you are consistently scaring people and it's not just me.
Nope.
Hey now! I don't want that to happen again. I felt so bad. But enough about me, what about you? Is your Carl's replacement? I guess so. I'm the new floor attendant. I attend to the floor. The floor is a thing I am attending to when I'm not going into cardiac arrest. At least you're funnier than Carl, that's for sure. I can't wait to go home and tell Juniper I do have a sense of humor. She'll be so proud. I assume you've already met Francine, but have you had a chance to meet Gavin and Naomi yet? Yeah, I met them already, although it seems like they aren't too keen on each other. Right? Ashley rolls her eyes and lets out a sigh. I wish they would hurry up and make out already. Yeah? What? Wait. What? Seriously? So, are they going out? Nope. But they always bicker like an old married couple. It's classic anime cliche. The ones who fight always end up together. Mark my words, Blake. Consider them marked.
Beep beep.
Beep beep. Beep beep, Blake. What's that sound? Drat. I set an alarm for when my lunch break was over. Time to go back to the grindstone. I didn't even get a chance to eat.
What?
That's so
no.
good. Blake needs their calories. You eat up. I'll go watch the floor. In fact, how about I take over the ticket desk for the next shift? You can do my job and wander the floor a bit. Fair enough. Thanks. Ashley winks before her face disappears into the dark recesses of that inhuman mask. As I'm wolfing down rice in the shape of a little heart, wow, it occurs to me I didn't actually ponder my first impressions of Ashley yet. Let's see. She's pretty amazing. I like her enthusiasm about her art. Ashley's got a lot going on in that head of hers, I just don't understand it at all. Ashley is a total cutie, I'm all aboard the Pinky train. Choo-choo! I like her enthusiasm. The way Ashley's whole expression changed when she talks about things she's passionate about just warms my heart. Her beaming energy just lights up the whole room. I wonder if one day I'll be that excited about something. Anyway, with lunch in my belly and break time complete, the second half of my workday began. Rolling into the afternoon, the crowd starts to fill out. School's done and late-rising pros are heading out to their arcades of choice. With Ashley covering the desk, my job is to wander the floor looking for problems, or potential problems, or just making sure everything's a-okay. But for starters, it's a good moment to collect my thoughts. I think I'm off to a decent start with my coworkers, good first impressions at any rate. Cooperation's going to be a must. I've had awful coworkers before, and they can really drag down your day. Hang on, no time for daydreaming. I think I spot... let's see. 3 possible issues to look into. I should have time to get up to all of them, but which do I tackle first? An irate customer near Mr. Mooby's Magic Maze, someone cursing up a store at Fist of Discomfort, a loud crowd around Showtime stage. Fist of Discomfort. There's a lot of shouting coming from the center of the arcade, where Fist of Discomfort is being played. I remember Iris telling me all about it earlier today while I was bored to death at the ticket desk. Fist of Discomfort, or FOD, is one of the most popular games in the esports circuit. It's been a staple of the scene for over 6 years. One year, Team Wicked Prodigies took on the Unreal and came back to win in the dying seconds of a tiebreaker match to take home a record $5 million prize pot. That's a lot of moolah. And how? Okay, so how does it work? It's a hybrid of real-time strategy and button mash brawling. Fight your way down the top and bottom lanes, clearing waves of ninjas to finally topple the enemy dojo. But that's the action part. The strategy part involves using special abilities, purchased items, and ninja summons. FOD is sure elegance in its simplicity, the way the different game systems interweave to form one masterpiece of esports perfection. So, summon good ninjas, punch bad ninjas, smash dojo. I'd say boiling down a rich game of action and strategy played the world over by top gamers in such a way is a bit degrading, but sure, okay. All of which is super interesting and stuff, but right now, all I care about is dealing with the loudmouth currently playing the game. The closer I get, the louder the yelling gets. Most of these are words that...
What the
What the actual was that? Oh, those are definitely all words my mother would disapprove of. You've got to be fucking me. There is no way that is even plausible. Those hitboxes don't even connect. This game. It all night long. Hahaha, get wrecked. Oh, this is far from over, scrub. I saved up a little something extra special for you. I've been baiting you into attacking my sensei, which you fell for. Hard. Oh, hey. Did I forget to mention that I bought an extra ultimate technique scroll from my dojo? Whoops, my bee. Wait, what? You haven't been farming. How could XP share technique with creep waves? Take this! 5-fold-ing explosive death claw technique. What? How did you defeat me? No! Rando Calrissian. Right. Pretty sure that's a Star Wars reference.
Oh, GG.
Father.
No one can defeat me, Queen Bee.
My dry eyes painfully blinking makes me realize I've been standing here watching intently during that whole exchange. I'm not 100% sure what just happened, but that didn't matter. I was completely sucked in. Couldn't tear my eyes away. It was like watching a train wreck. I mean, if the train was the arcade game and the wreck was that guy's face.
Hey, kid. What are you staring at? Never seen a champion of my caliber before?
Oh. I Seeing as I don't even know how to begin to start to even consider how to respond to her question, I opt to take a moment and collect my thoughts. From what I've somehow gathered, she goes by Queen Bee. That jacket she's wearing identifies her as a member of L7 Gaming, an arcade esports team. And she's the most direct, fierce person I've met all day. That's saying a lot considering who I've run into so far. It'd be fun to hang around, no doubt. Why so rude though? What a sore winner. Talk about a dominating personality. Oh. Okay. Does she act this bluntly toward every new person she meets? Or grumble whenever she's on the losing end of a fight? It's off-putting. What happened to good sportsmanship and being nice to your fellow human?
Hey, don't just stand there all weird and quiet-like. It's creepy.
She snaps her fingers to grab my attention.
So, are you gonna f***ing quarter up or not? Think you can best the hottest rising star of L7?
From what I've seen, I know I couldn't best a scrub, let alone a professionally competitive player of this game. Nope. No thank you. Plus, I'm not sure I'm allowed to play games while I'm working.
You work here?
Yes, me. And what's your job, hassling me? I'm actually pretending to work here. Shh. I enforce arcade law within this noble funplex. You bet. In fact, I was just hired earlier. I'm the new floor attendant. If the game meets your quarter, come to me. Ha ha ha! Wait, you're serious? Okay then, welcome aboard this runaway train.
Hey, they haven't given you a name tag yet. How am I supposed to know who you are?
I think that was actually a weird tactic to have me introduce myself to her. I'm Blake. I did technically just start working here 6 hours ago. Might take them time to issue me a name tag. Maybe they need to send a carrier pigeon to an ancient monastery where name tags are forged in a vast clay oven. Gavin's just slacking big time. I'll talk to that silly boy for you, make sure you get some proper respect. Thanks? No problem. We gamers gotta stick together.
I'm Queen Bee, by the way. Aggro-style FOD lane pusher specialist for L7 Gaming.
I figured that when you put your arms over your head, cheered and shouted, "No one can defeat me, Queen Bee."
Hey, I do not sound like that. Well, maybe a little.
Anyway, I'm one of the regulars around here, besides Purpur and Tio. She's gonna be seeing a lot of me in the future. Let's hope you last longer than the last guy. Oh great, now she's even making my job into a competition. I hope there isn't a betting pool too. You look like a smart kid. You've seen one of my many streams on the internet, right? Nope. I literally have no idea what you were talking about.
Whoa.
Really? Have you been living under a rock for the past decade? If you consider a small yet comfortable apartment a rock, then yes. Oh, you sweet child. You are so innocent and pure. Oh, let me show you the path to darkness that is the internet. Nope, nope, nope. Sure, I'd like to learn more. Will it hurt? Or traumatize me? Well, it is part of my job to know all about the games here. And if Queen Bee is going to give me some insight on the culture around this game, I should take advantage of that. Lead me farther into the dark abyss, my mistress.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Queen Bee grabs my arm and pulls me closer to the Fistic Discomfort cabinet. And upon further inspection, I see the whole haphazard pile of tech she's rigged up. You can't just plug one of these cabs into the internet, so I use a number of clip-on webcams and mics and stuff. That webcam there, it broadcasts to my own personal PC back home, which then streams matches live to all my fans. The chat room appears on my phone. It costs a bit to put everything all together, and it takes like half an hour to rig up and test each morning. But after doing this here for a couple of years, it's pretty easy. Aside from Naomi grinding her teeth at my clip-on cameras damaging the paint, damaging a paint job, Anyway, I prefer to stream from the Funplex than from home. There's so much to miss out on sitting by your lonesome with the console version of FOD. The crowds, the wicked trash talk, the community. Wait, are you broadcasting live right now? Are we live right now?
Nope, no way.
No, that was part of my warm-up matches. I've got a pretty big tournament coming up, so I try to get as much practice in as possible, even if it is with a bunch of fodder. As in FOD-der, if you know, as you know, as in, you know, chum. Lunch meat. Scrubs. Losers. I got the idea, yes. Queen Bee sees something out of the corner of her eye and glances around the arcade floor. Gives a nod to someone hanging near the Street Fighter cabinet. Ah, my crew is starting to trickle in. We should be starting team practice soon. Wait, what time is it? At the tone, the time will be 2:25 p.m. Eastern.
Beep beep.
Beep beep.
What the?
I gotta go live in 5 minutes. This kid, it's been swell. We'll chat later, right? Sure. One thing, can you keep the swearing down at least a little? We've got kids around here, and I don't want you to get in trouble with Gavin. Him? Meh, but you all keep it to a PG-13 rating. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's some butts out there that I need to kick.
Later.
Later. And with a wave and a twirl, she completely abandons me and returns to her Fist of Discomfort game. Queen Bee fires up her broadcast rig, and the shouting and milder swearing starts up again. I should probably get out of here before I accidentally end up on the stream. Queen Bee may be certifiable. She's got a volatile personality, to say the least. Still, she seems to like me, so there's that. She strikes me as the sort start out rocky with anyone, but gradually get used to working them. Good for me. Let's see, what to handle next. An irate customer near Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze. My mutant floor attendant senses detect danger from the left-hand side of the arcade. I quickly rush all of 30 feet to the scene of the crime already in progress. Come on! Hurry up and finish your game! Do you work here? I saw you behind the desk earlier. Note to self, ask Gavin for a name tag or something. Yes, I'm Blake, floor attendant. Well, stop attending to the carpets and tend to me. I want this to wrap up his damn game so I can play. Ashley's face is obscured beneath her costume's mask, but I can feel her wince as the man curses up a blue streak. Sir, there are children present. Please keep the swearing to a minimum. You kick this fat piece off this game and I'll sing Mary Had a Little Lamb all you want. Figuring I ought to hear the fat piece of side of the story before rushing to a judgment, I tap the player on the shoulder. And he doesn't even notice my tapping. So I tap again. Twice. Sir? There are other players waiting to give Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze a spin. Curiously, the player looks up at the game's marquee. Thank you, Naomi. Which simply reads Moopy. You know the game's full name? Sure, I played it a lot when I was a kid. It's actually called Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze, right? Wizards and pellets and monsters and stuff. Okay, so it's not just Pac-Man, it's Pac-Man mixed with something. Yeah, a bit terse as he's laser focused on the game, and I can see why. He's currently sitting on 714,900 points. Holy crap, that's a heck of a high score. Or as this other guy would probably put it, holy, that's of a high score. Excuse me. Right. Sir, can you please wrap up your game? Nope. I'm keeping good pace here. Plenty of lives stocked, on par for getting close to the world record before the kill screen. Somehow, the thick arcade jargon sounds classier when draped in his British accent, like I'm watching some documentary program on the BBC. Yeah, but this is a public arcade. Other folks want to play the games too. Finishes clearing the current board while pondering the predicament. Okay. At first, I think he's stepping away to end his game, but he's letting his stock of 50 extra dudes slowly deplete as he pulls out his wallet. Without pause, he pulls out $3,000 in cash and holds it out. Will this cover it? For a moment, I flash back to that movie where some dude pays another dude to sleep with his wife, and they roll around in bed covered in money, and, Cover what exactly? The cost of the game. The game itself. I have never seen this much raw cash in one place at any given time. It's not even in 20s, dudes rolling in Benjamins. One moment, please. On it. Fortunately, Iris already has my messenger app open for me, with Gavin's contact info preloaded. With trembling fingers, I key in. Customer wants to buy Moopy for 3K. What do? In less than a minute, I have my response. Considering we paid $200 for it, plus parts, yes. Absolutely yes. Sell that relic immediately. Well, okay then. Although, how's Naomi gonna react to this? Offloading one of her darlings just because Gavin wants to make a 15-fold profit? It also feels kind of weird to be taking advantage of this guy's lack of a grasp on the real costs of old arcade machines. I knew all this workplace drama was going to catch up to me at some point. With this rando breathing down my neck, I gotta make a decision. The game was $200, but I'm not sure we should sell. 3,000 sounds about right. It's yours. Not sure if we should sell this game. Not sure if we should sell this game. Oh man, I don't know about this. My semi-boss is cool with it, but there's a lot of factors in play. I don't think I should just let you walk with the thing. I feel a bit wishy-washy about the whole mess, not wanting to get on Naomi or Gavin's bad sides. But the player simply smiles. Well, we can't have a mess, can we? Wouldn't be sporting. Let's compromise. I'll buy the game so I can play it whenever I want, for as long as I want, provided nobody's already playing, of course. In return, you can keep Mr. Moopy here, where he belongs. We wouldn't want Naomi to cry, would we? Wouldn't be proper. With his mind made up, the man presses 3 grand into my awaiting hand, satisfied with negotiations. Which leaves the rando hopping mad. To be fair, we had been kind of ignoring that he exists. What the... man? What kind of arcade is this anyway? This. I'm going to Deco's Palace. And we just lost a customer, stomping his way out the door. Stomp, stomp, stomp. On the plus side, Naomi won't cry. On the negative side, I just drove a rando out in the cold.
What a disagreeable fellow.
As for the player, well, he goes right back to playing. Eating pellets, zapping ghost monsters, clearing mazes. With the crisis behind us, I can actually focus on who this gonzo rich guy actually is. Seems to care about more than just his game. Flashing around the cash, aren't we, Mr. Moneybags? Ugh, begging that dad bod. He seems to care about more than just his game. Take it from someone wallowing around in the lower tax brackets. The rich can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And yet, that's not what this guy did. He could have, but he let us keep the game. He just wanted to play. That's all. Why? Because of Naomi. Because that's Funplex. It's a home and a family for the games and for us. Maybe it's for the best I sent that rando out the door in favor of this guy. You know Naomi? He's happy to talk even while playing.
Of course. I'm a Funplex regular. My name's Percy. I'd hazard you're our new floor attendant? I was here when Francine seated you behind the desk earlier.
Huh? That's me, Blake Serwin, Arcade Wrangler.
Well then, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and I look forward to getting to know you better.
Wasn't the place empty when we got here? Didn't we mention about how there wasn't anybody here? So, you've seriously just been playing Moopy all day, huh?
What can I say? It's my calling. I actually owned a Moopy cabinet once. Had it in my flat. But playing it by myself, all alone in the dark, it's not the same. I need the atmosphere.
The beeps and boops?
No, those you eventually learn to filter out. I mean, everything. The games, the lights, the kids, the feeling of being in an arcade. I score my best when I'm in real-world conditions. It's all about the emotions, the laughter and the tears, the excitement of competition. I need that swirling chaos of human emotions around me to play at my finest.
Naomi gets that. She keeps Moopy in top condition for the day I eventually land my high score. What's the current world record then? About 3.5 million. This guy has been standing here since I was working the morning shift. Hours and hours. And he's still only about 720k into his game. Can't imagine him being in anything but top health condition to try this. Guy's gotta have legs made out of carbon fiber and a bladder of tungsten. I just let a few extra lives drain out whenever I need to go pee. Also, he may be psychic. I feel like I should let him get back to his game, but burning questions. They burn like fire. How is it he can afford this game? Must have a solid job, good income. So, gonna get your Moopy dipped in gold? Your score's more important than your bank balance? Must have a solid job, good income. If you don't mind me commenting on it, that's a lot of money to just have on your person. What do you do for a living? This and that. He doesn't really seem to care to talk about his work. Not in a guarded way, it's just less interesting than his current maze. Maybe he's actually the head of an international diamond smuggling ring. They hide the stones inside arcade games. Day trading. Huh? Day trading. Stocks and bonds. Anybody can do it if they have a head for the numbers. It's really nothing important. Or maybe he's a day trader.
Don't think so.
I don't feel people are defined by their work. I know the arcade is home to those who've made their passion into their work, but it's the passion that matters more. I have my passions, the same as anyone. I look forward to learning yours as well. Well, not deep in the middle of a game, I mean. He's getting more and more distracted by the game. I should leave him be. I have to do a thing about a thing. Have you seen you, McSarwin? Yet another weird encounter in a string of weird encounters. By the end, he sounded more like the high-score junkies you hear about in documentaries. Obsessed, driven, kind of strange, but that's not the impression I had of him from the beginning. He smiled when talking about not splitting up the arcade. There's something more going on here. But, well, he's a Funplex regular. There'll be plenty of time to learn more later. I've got work to do. Let's see, what to handle next. The only thing that's left is the loud crowd around Showtime stage. In the distance, I see a number of people gathering, which is surprising since the first half of my shift was complete and utter solitude. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to see that people do come to the arcade, but that's quite the crowd that's assembling. Like, larger than Queen Bee's team was. Rowdier, too. This has to be against some fire code or safety protocol or something, right? Speaking as a citizen that enjoys living, having an escape route in case of emergency is necessary. Time to clear the way and pave my own path of safety. As I approach, I see flashing neon lights accompanied by upbeat Europop drifts. It's an auditory flashback right to 1980X. I can't help but nod my head to the beat. A pulsating mass of people have surrounded Showtime stage, cheering on the current player. The game itself takes up a whole corner of the arcade, requiring a fair amount of space to actually play. Showtime stage is an ultra-modern arcade smash hit. It uses motion tracking sensors hidden behind the colored spotlights to check dance pose accuracy and score your sweet moves. It's pure dance fever. Can you catch the fever, Blake? I had my dance fever shots at the doctor's office earlier this season. As the dance ends, one of the players hops down from the stage and immediately starts talking to a young man leaning up against the back wall. You see that, Tio? I got my first AA on Stop the Beat.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, I did. You're doing great. Remember last month you couldn't even pass that song. Oh, it's impressive. I'm gonna keep practicing, and one day maybe even surpass you. Hey, I hope you do. When you do, you can be the one who brings in new dancers and teaches them how to play. As the next song starts, my eyes shift from their conversation to observe the gyrations and intricate limb movements coming from Showtime stage. I feel my head bobbing and my foot tapping. Hey, it's a real catchy song. Can you blame me? I'm getting really into it when I feel a hand on my shoulder.
Care to dance?
How about you? Want to take the spotlight? Sure, I can learn as I go. Let's dance. What, in public? I think not. Dance with a hottie like you? Absolutely. I think not. I'm not one for dancing with strangers. You know what dancing leads to? Me falling on my face. In front of all these people. Either that or one of my customers enjoying a trip to the emergency room with a shattered foot. I'd rather not horribly embarrass myself right now. Let's save that for later.
Bummer.
It's a downright shame, but you can't blame me for trying. How could I resist to ask a person such as yourself? You caught my eye the moment you walked over.
Hey, wait. You're new here, right?
Yes, very.
Name's Mateo, but everyone here just calls me Teo.
Teo's the best. Greatest guy here. He's sort of like our, leader, yeah?
Oh, please, I'm nothing really.
He looks directly into my eyes.
Nothing as special as you.
Okay.
I just like to show newbies the ropes and teach them how to play. Our community is small, but we're all super close. I think you'd be a perfect addition to our gang. So, what do you say? Play our silly dancing game?
Teo stretches his arm to me, waiting for my hand to grab his. Go for it. Politely decline, or shake your head no. I'm going to politely decline, because I am in fact working. Teo's a persistent one, but at least he's not mean about it. Maybe after I've played Showtime stage multiple times. Alone. Possibly in the dark. Look, I appreciate the offer, but I don't know if this one's for me. I'd like to avoid injuring anyone. Notably myself. With enough practice, you'll get it. Plus, I could always teach you. Yeah, I think I'll pass. I'm actually on the clock right now. I'm the new floor attendant, Blake. Really? But I haven't seen you around here at all. What happened to the other guy? He's actually pretty good at Showtime stage, now that I think about it. He's out. I'm in. It's currently year 0 of the floor attendant Blake regime.
Hello there.
Well, it's an honor to meet you, Blake. I hope we get to know each other well. Indeed. For someone that loves Showtime stage as much as you do, I haven't actually seen you play yet. True, most of the time during these meetups, I tend to let everyone else play. I go around and make sure everyone is happy and having a blast. What about you and your feelings? Teo shrugs. My happiness comes from making other people happy. That's all I need in life. It's all well and good, but I still need to deal with this crowd. How best to handle it? Hey, you want to film a workplace safety video? We need to seriously talk about crowd sizes. Can you disperse your fans for me, please? Good. We can start by getting no workplace safety together. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you've got to break up the band. Unless you want to film one of those retro 1960X public service announcement videos where someone loses a leg dancing off the stage into the crowd.
Well,
Oh, yeah. Guess we're kind of overdoing it a little. Shaking hands with danger. Hey, when the heat is on, the lights are shining, these things happen. I'll take care of it. Luckily, the song that was being played just finished. Teo jumps up on the stage and cups his hands over his mouth. Hey, listen! We need to keep the area to the left of the stage clear. Oh man, but why? I like my spot. Hey now, you know the deal. We all have to be cool about fire safety. It's Blake's first day, so let's show them some respect. See everyone turn around and glare at me. Great, now I'm going to be known as the party pooper. Guess I've had worse reputations in my lifetime. Like that one time I had to close the pool because of that dirty bandage floating in the water. No one would talk to me for a week. Hey, don't support me, crew. Blake's just doing their job. Reluctantly, the crowd reshuffles itself into a semi-orderly fashion. As everyone settles into a safer way of watching the game, Teo jumps down and comes back to me. Better? I nod, genuinely impressed with how Teo can capture his community's attention. They listen to him and have the utmost respect for him. Yeah, actually, much better.
didn't mean to cause any trouble. Sometimes we just get so caught up in the game, you know? Of course you know. Hey, you should still join us later. Maybe when your shift's over. We'll all be here dancing until closing time.
As long as that dancing is within the law, carry on. Officer Blake has spoken. I start to walk away ready for my next venture when I remember something I should do. Turn back to Teo. Hey, thanks.
No problem.
Well, I feel nice and accomplished. I was able to uphold the safety of the arcade like a model employee. I say that's pretty good for my first day. Even Gavin's gotta be impressed, right? With that business sorted out, it's time to leave Showtime stage. The arcade is now at peace. My work here is done. Well, actually, we're a few hours from closing time, so my work here isn't quite done. But, you know. I'm so at peace, in fact, that I don't even notice the underboss of the arcade sliding up behind me.
Good day.
Not a bad day. First day so far. I've been keeping tabs on you. Well, others have been, and they've been texting me. No, you should consider getting a proper group chat app going. I've got a crappy phone plan. My texts aren't free. Valid point. I'll look into that.
Impressive.
I'm impressed with how you handle yourself. I think you're going to work out just fine. Anyway, I've prepared your paperwork. If you'd like to go sign it and make this working relationship a bit more above board.
Yeah.
You're staying? Please tell me you're staying. I mean, I fed you and everything. Francine hasn't fired them yet, right? An adorable nightmare joins the impromptu staff gathering.
Ooh.
Blake's off to a great start. Here's to your first day, followed by many more. Don't you two have jobs to attend to? Just ordered replacement power supply for Robotron. Nothing left to do for the day. Not many kids around for me to entertain. Finally, a quiet moment. My dream job has been going a mile a minute since I got here. Is it my dream job? I told Francine I wasn't sure why I was here, but that I was willing to try and find out for myself. It'd be silly to think I'd find my purpose after a single day, but on the whole, that day's been pretty decent. I'm starting to get along with my coworkers. I'm helping people with their problems. What more could I want? What more could I want? Well, I don't know. Not yet, but I'll find out one day. We've only got a few hours to closing and it's nice and quiet. How about we game a bit? Speak for yourself. I've still got paperwork to handle. Oh, come on. Don't act like you don't game. Irrelevant. I know your dirty little secret. What? Naomi. You sneak in early each morning to play pinball. You're a pinball wizard. Well, what of it? I bring order to chaos. Pinball is the very expression of that art form. You know what we should do? Impromptu pinball tourney. The girls are giggling and I'm finding myself smiling right alongside them. All in all, not a bad way to end my first day.
By the way, I've booked a birthday party for this afternoon.
The looks of confusion and outright terror on their faces, all after dying off immediately, are vaguely concerning to me.
Sorry, I meant to tell you, dears, but I plumb forgot.
A birthday party. How old are the kids, may I ask? It's her 5th birthday. Oh, to be young again. 5 years old. 5-year-olds. Naomi starts pulling at her hair, eyes wide and trembling. Throwing ski balls overhead into the glass. Jumping up and down on pinball machines. Putting chewing gum into coin slots. Pulling at my costume, tearing off pieces of it. Naomi, Ashley, keep it together. We've survived kids' birthday parties before. Doom, the end is nigh.
Well, I'd hate to get in the way of all the fun. Yep, it's time for my afternoon nap anyway. Have fun, dears.
Right. Battle stations, everyone. I'll take ticket desks so I can oversee operations. Ashley, greet the kids. Naomi, watch for hardware damage. Blake, roaming duty. Look for trouble, do what you can. Prepare yourselves. They are coming. Like an oncoming tidal wave, the rumble is felt before it is seen. Parents pulling into the parking lot, minivans disgorging kindergartners, and suddenly... Oh no. Children. An explosion of small humans rushes the doors, bursting into the arcade before scattering every which way. Even before any of them can get tokens, they're grabbing at joysticks, mashing buttons, eager to get their game on or even just pretend to be playing. Crew assumes battle stations, Naomi by the fragile pinball machines, Ashley near the door trying to distract the incoming kids to greet them. Gavin, armed with pre-stacked $10 rolls of tokens, quickly exchanges them with the adults, beats waiting in line at the change machines. As for the pro gamers, well, Queen Bee and Teo's friends bolt for the exit, abandoning them. Keen on getting out ahead of the surge of kitties, I guess. That's all very well and good, but I've got no idea where I'm supposed to be. Roaming duty, Gavin said. Look for trouble, Gavin said. I mean, I was doing that before, but now the chaos is multiplied. For a few minutes, I'm like a pinball, being bounced around, or like that frog trying to cross a highway of traffic. Eventually, Apologies, had to cough. Eventually, I spot 3 possible problems on the rise, and Blake, professional floor attendant, is ready to attend to them. Let's go with overriding this. No, let's go with a new save. Which one of these should I tackle first, though? I may not be able to deal with all of them in time. 2 kids fighting over a box of cupcakes near Naomi and Ashley. An angry adult shouting at a kid near Teo and Queen Bee. A little girl crying over her stolen tickets near Percy and Gavin. Oh. 2 kids fighting over a box of cupcakes near Naomi and Ashley? No. That's... Naomi and Ashley can work on that, probably. Angry adult shouting at a kid near Teo and Queen Bee. A little girl crying over her stolen tickets near Percy and Gavin. I trust Percy to be a good dude. Gavin, I don't know that he'd actually do anything. Which one should I go with first? Angry adult shouting at a kid. The sounds of hardship call me from the Fast Cars 5 racing games. Shouting adults and crying children are never particularly good signs, and I hope beyond hope that I can take this on. I shake the discomfort off. Now is not the time to doubt myself. I need to find out what's going on, and stat. As I get closer to the revving of engines and the clacking of shifting gears, I see a grown woman berate a cowering boy.
I didn't.
Admit it. I know what you did, you brat. You manipulated my precious son to put his tokens in your game. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm sorry. Children like you are the absolute worst. Garbage. Ma'am, keep your voice down. There's no need to shout at a child, no less. What's going on here? This jerk of a boy told my sweetest beyond sweet Josh that he should put in his own tokens into the racing machine so he could play it for free. Josh earned those tokens from his own allowance, and I won't let some devil child steal his money. Let's just take a moment to calm down, okay? Before I say anything else, I spot Queen Bee and Teo out of the corner of my eye. Queen Bee looks infuriated, and Teo has buried his face in his hand. Actually, now that I stop and think about it, they might have some insight. The racing games are right next to Showtime stage. Teo probably had a good advantage point of the whole thing if he was dancing on stage. And just by the way Queen Bee's brows are furrowed, I can tell something is not sitting right with her. I could ask one of them for their help. Or I could try to solve this one by myself. Consult Queen Bee on the situation, since she seems the one that has the most apparent idea. Queen Bee has been consumed by rage. I bet she knows what's really going on here. I wave her over to join us. I attempt to reach out to her for guidance. Ma'am, I know you're upset right now, but I think that... I shouldn't have called for Queen Bee. Nope, not helping. This is, in fact, the furthest away from helping I could ever envision. The kid runs away to avoid the loud people as I try my best to defuse the situation. That boy did nothing wrong. Nothing. Can I, none of that happened. None of that happened at all. Shouting children.
I did.
Crying child. Angry woman. Child. I'm gonna check with Teo. Ask Teo if you saw something. Teo was right next to the action when it went down. I decided to check in with him. Ma'am, I know you're upset right now, but if you please stop shouting, we can get this all settled. Teo, I refuse to calm down until this child has been appropriately punished. Such disrespect as tolerated in this arcade is appalling. Oh, I'm giving you the worst online reviews. Teo jumps down from the stage and approaches the shouting woman. He puts his hands up.
Sheesh.
Simmer down, simmer down. This could all be explained with science. Really? I mean, right, of course. Teo, by all means, elaborate. Teo walks past us and right up to the Fast Cars 5 game. He casually slumps in the driver's seat and then motions for us to come near. Let me show you both something. Teo points at the car console. It's got a wheel, which is fantastic, and totally necessary for a driving game. Pedals, gear shift, and so on. But the feature Teo draws our attention to are the 2 coin slots, which are vertically stacked, one on top of the other. Okay, so this is where you drop your tokens in to play the game. However, do you see how it's practically in the middle of these 2 identical consoles? Which game does the top slot belong to? To the right hand or the left hand game? Right? It's obviously the right one, right? I mean, correct? Of course not, fool. It's the left one.
Exactly.
Blake is correct. What? Preposterous. See? These import games can be confusing. I'm sure your son just put his token in the wrong slot. Common mistake, really. Happens all the time. Considering how confused I was, I could see how a small child would be just as, if not more, confused. Honestly, mine was just a lucky guess. I gave Teo a grateful look, happy that the crisis has been dealt with. The frustrated customer would undoubtedly apologize for yelling at that boy now. How dare you imply my precious Josh was wrong? I can't believe the gall of some people. Josh, get over here. We are leaving this horrible arcade. Right now. Oh, well, didn't see that one coming. The woman scoops up her child and storms out the front door. I don't think we'll see her or her son anymore, and frankly, I'm cool with that. Once they're gone, Teo looks back at me from the driver's seat and shrugs.
No can do.
There's just no pleasing some people. I feel sorry for his son. That's no way to treat a kid. Teo's sprightly and happy demeanor shifted slightly, eyes glazed over as he looked into the distance. I haven't seen Teo act like this before. He just looks so upset. Wonder if I should check in on it. I'm with him. Teo, hey. You feeling okay? I know it's really none of my business, but I should make sure Teo's okay. Seems like he really can't empathize with this kid's plight. Hey, everything alright? You need anything? After pushing for a moment, the fire returns behind his eyes. Yeah, I'll be okay. Just reminding me of how I'd get treated. By teachers, notably. I'd space out in class, daydreaming, and they'd rake me over the coals for it just to assert authority. Total overkill.
Bummer.
Really bums me out to see adults mistreat kids this way, you know? I like to treat people with respect, even when they're in the wrong. Like you saw just now with that woman. I appreciate you taking some time to ask me, you know? Because you've got respect, too. And empathy. You're a kind person, Blake. But I'm not that important. You should make sure that boy's safe and sound.
Catch you later.
I'm headed back to Showtime stage. Holler if you need anything. I give a quick wave to Teo as he returns to his game. After poking around a bit, I managed to find the kid, still shaken up from the whole ordeal. Hey, sorry about all that. Are you going to be okay? I think so. I swear I didn't do anything. The other kid, he just came up out of nowhere and dropped his token in my slot. After I lost, I got off the game and offered it to him. He just ran away. Then that woman approached you and started yelling. The boy nods, wiping his snotty nose on his shirt. Uh-huh. Well, if it's any consolation, the bad lady is gone, and I don't think she's going to ever come back. The boy, cheeks still streaked with tears, lets a smile spread on his face. Thank you, and tell that nice man thanks for sticking up for me too. I nod, and the boy scurries off and rejoins some of his other friends. Right, that's that sorted out. But the other two situations are about to spin out of control. I've only got time to deal with one of them. Which one? I think I should... help the little girl crying over her stolen tickets. I weave my way through waves of children towards the skee-ball machines. One little girl sitting at the end of the skee-ball ramp crying. No parent in sight to settle her. So the task falls to me. Actually, could I have gone for Naomi? I'm guessing I should be more cautious about this sort of thing. What with lawsuit-happy parents lurking over by the vending machines, ignoring their kids, but... Lieutenant Blake decided to take the case all the same. Hey, my name's Blake, and I work here at the arcade. What's wrong? Can I help? Her sobbing pauses as she looks up at me.
I lost my tickets. Someone stole them from me. I played and won a bunch of them, but then I put them down and I was talking to a friend, and now they're gone.
I glance around, but in a sea of kids, it's impossible to tell who the thief could be.
I don't even have any more tokens to play with. I spent them all on skee-ball and my tickets are all gone now.
Easy, we'll figure this out somehow. Although I've got no clue where to even start, to be honest. Maybe there was a witness to a crime? Percy would have had a good view of the redemption game area, based on where Moopy's positioned. Gavin has a ticket desk, a veritable crow's nest for the whole arcade. He could have spotted something. Quick save! Or I could just bend the rules and solve this directly. Maybe Percy saw something. I could deal with this quietly if he can identify the culprit. Gavin had to see where the tickets went, or he'd know what to do at least via arcade policy. Yeah, he'd probably be like, well, there's nothing we can do. Sorry. Just give the kids some replacement tokens from my own stash. Take the heat, no problem. Maybe Percy saw something. Okay, don't worry. I'll get your tickets back one way or another. Really, Blake? Wait right here. I'll be back in a jiff. I walk up to Percy, tapping him on the shoulder to get his attention. Sorry to interrupt, but that girl in pink over there? Someone stole her tickets. I was hoping you saw something. Oh. He frowns a little, looking slightly embarrassed.
Wow.
Sorry, love. I've been pretty deep in this one. Wasn't exactly paying attention. Little girl, or ruffians absconded with the tickets, you say? Yeah, well, I can't exactly expect you to babysit. I'll just go check with Gavin. No need for that. This obstacle can be removed rather readily. Perhaps be an object lesson as well. He steps away, letting his extra lives croak one by one. Something more important has clearly captured his attention.
Hello.
Hello, my name's Percy. You say you need tickets? Yeah, I wanted to get the colored crayons. 50 tickets if I recall. Tall order, but certainly achievable. Here, let me show you the best way to reach our goal. He leads our little group a short ways over to a game of colorful spinning lights. Skee-ball, even when played well, has an expected value of 4 tickets per token. So this game has an EV of 8. 10 if you're sharp enough. He demonstrates, dropping in a token. The lights start swirling around and around, until he snaps out and pushes the single control button with perfect timing, capturing the light right between 2 pink goalposts. 12 tickets come streaming out of the slot, the maximum possible per token.
Lovely.
Simple, yes? Here, I can spot you some tokens to get you started. He produces a short stack of brassy tokens from the ample supply in his pockets. But the girl just sort of stares at the game, confused.
Huh?
So this game is really boring.
Pardon me?
Boring? Let's go colorful lights, see? That pays very well. But it's boring. I like rolling ski balls into the holes. Not those crayons, yes? And this is the most efficient way to get them. Girl sighs, disappointed, but she's not crying anymore. The distraction was enough to crack her out of the feedback loop of despair, I guess. She hands Token's back, the stack clinking lightly into Percy's open hand.
Thank you.
Thanks, mister, but I got other crayons at home. I guess I'll just use those. Not exactly cheered up, but not exactly weeping, she mixes back into the crowd to find her friends and play with them instead. Huh. Well, my apologies, Blake. Seems I've let you both down. Although I must confess to be rather puzzled by this. You have a clear and distinct goal. What's so bad about accomplishing it by the most direct means? She's 5. I think she cares more about fun than expected value.
Well,
I'll admit my experience with children is unorthodox. I suppose it best to admit my failure in this moment, then move on. I'd let it ride, but curiosity takes me. It's got the spirit of a competitor. Skee-ball is more competitive than Stop the Light. Isn't playing Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze fun for you? Why else would you play it all the time? Skee-ball is more challenging. If all she wanted was tickets, she'd have started with the Color Cycler game, right? When you play a game like Skee-ball, you're competing against yourself, trying to beat your best, trying to perfect your shots, having fun earning tickets. I suppose that's a valid point. If the goal is to have fun, and the crayons are an extra bonus, rather than the other way around. Yes, I can see that. I certainly can understand competing against one's own skills, constantly improving and honing them. Well, it's been an experience, to say the least. Others need your help today, Blake, and this old man's got a game to conquer.
much obliged.
But thank you for trying to help that girl, and thanks for allowing me to try to help. Even if we both struck out, it shows character. Percy returns to his game, having lost most of his extra lives, but doesn't seem to mind the setback. If anything, he's smiling more than he was a minute ago. 2 problems in the can. Now to deal with that cupcake problem. Uh-oh. Too late. The vintage Midway cabinet Naomi just finished fixing up, it's covered in icing. Looks like Ashley's costume is going to need dry cleaning, too. I shoot them a helpless look and a shrug. Hey, Blake. Kinda wish it was pink icing, then nobody would notice. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't quick enough. You still have doubt? I saw you with those other kids. You're natural. I think things are winding down anyway. Why not take a break? And then I'll swap off with you and take a break myself afterwards. Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Honestly, I'm kind of worn out. Ashley's right. I need to step away from this craziness, if only for a few minutes. After a silent nod from Gavin to confirm it's cool with him, I slip away, headed for the employee lounge. What a day. Quirky coworkers, die-hard pro gamers, volatile kids getting into volatile situations. I'd say it's a recipe for wackiness or some such cliche, but nothing's an easily dismissed cliche when it's happening to you directly. Frankly, I'm exhausted. I drop down into one of the cheap folding metal chairs in the employee break room, groaning and rolling my head back to try and work the kinks out of my sore shoulders. And spot an upside-down kid. Huh. Oh, wait, I'm the one leaning backwards. I stood up and turned around instead. Better. Wait, what's the kid doing back here? Hey, I think he was hoping I wouldn't notice him. Hi. Hi. And you are? Mikey. Okay, let's start. Hi, Mikey. My name's Blake. So, what are you doing back here? This is an employees-only area. Wait, there's a keypad. How'd you get in? Guy at the desk dropped this. He holds out a piece of paper with the door code written on it. Huh. Score 1 for Ashley's wild storytelling being more than fiction. Okay, but you can't stay back here. Well, I don't see any knives or stabbing implements left out in the open, so I guess it's technically safe, but...
Please don't send me back out there.
Well, this is curious. I lean in so we can be on the same eye level. Something wrong? You can tell me. I work here. I'm the person who solves problems.
No problems. Just don't want to go out there.
Oh, you want to play with your friends? He gives me the most cynical, bitter laugh I've ever heard out of a kindergartner.
I don't got any friends. I don't know anybody here.
Okay.
My family just moved to the city, and before that we lived in another city. And one more for that, but I was too little to remember. Mom told me to come to the party anyway, and I didn't want to, but she took me anyway. And then she left because she's got to work.
New kid in town, huh? He nods mutely. Still, I should have busted him there and then. Brought him back out to the party where the other parents could supervise him. I should have told Gavin. I should have enforced the rules of the arcade. Okay, kid. I won't tell on you. If you want to stay back here for the rest of the party, I'll keep you company. Thanks. You really won't tell my mom? Nope. Why? I thought you'd want to make me go. You're an adult like Mom. Hey, I wasn't always an adult. I was a kid once. New kid in town, in fact. You were the new kid? Yeah, although for me that started happening back when I was 10. Again and again, moving from town to town, school to school, never really making any friends, not for years. Mom and Dad kept losing jobs and taking new ones, worse ones. They'd be working all day long, too tired when they came home to do much of anything. After years and years of this, I stopped hoping things would get better. I decided I'd just take what I could get. I'd go with the flow. What does that mean? It means you don't care. Some things are good, some things are bad. But you don't care. You just do what you have to do without really being sad or
But
without
that
being
sounds
sad
so
over it.
sad. You weren't sad? It's sad to never care about anything, right?
I guess I was sad. I just told myself I wasn't going to be sad, even though I really was. Then I bite my tongue, hard. Because my little involuntary trip down memory lane was not helping us get out. Wouldn't have helped little Blake out if an adult did this for me. So instead, I decided to be the adult that little Blake would have needed. What did I just do? Oh, okay. Apparently, right-clicking hides stuff. Hey, it could be totally worse. Aliens could attack. It won't always be this bad. Life has ups and downs. Your mommy loves you. That's why she works hard. I won't beat you, right? You're a tough kid. You take the time you need. I'll stay with you. It won't always be this bad. Life has ups and downs. Hey, Mikey. Look. Both of us had some sad times, but it's not always going to be like that. Now, I work here at an arcade. I help people play fun games all day. How cool is that? And I did make a friend eventually, a nice girl named Juniper. She helps me when I'm feeling bad, and I help her. I won't lie to you. You'll still feel sad sometimes. Life can be really difficult. But it won't always be difficult. If you keep your head up, you can ride through the good and the bad parts. Is there anything in your life that's always good, no matter what? Mikey thinks it over a little. I like cartoons. And I can watch those no matter where I live. See? No matter how sad you get, you'll always have your cartoons. Any city you live in will have them. See? There are good things, along with the bad. Does anybody else at your school like the same cartoons you do? I don't know. You want to find out? There's a super easy way. Just ask them. Really? Really? You'd be surprised. Okay. Blake? Yeah? You like Ultra Warrior Unicorn Rainbow Champions too? I love Ultra Warrior Unicorn Rainbow Champions. Don't tell your mom I used that word. The kid grins, amused that he caught me swearing. And well, then we're both laughing, because I'm just an ordinary person, not some authority figure. I make mistakes. Both of us have highs and lows. Hey, I bet some of the kids out there love Ultra Warrior Unicorn Rainbow Champions. I mean, who doesn't? How about we go back out there and you can ask the other kids what cartoons they like? You'll never know until you ask. I don't know. I'm not saying they'll all be your friends. Some won't, but some will. The good and the bad, Mikey. You get both if you look. And it's worth looking for the good.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll go talk to them. That's the spirit. I take his hand, leading him back out to the main room. And off he goes. I'm not fooling myself. I know I haven't fixed all Mikey's problems. I'm no child psychologist. That was entirely me flying by the seat of my pants. But for one moment there, I was able to help someone in the same crappy situation I found myself long ago. 15 years ago. Everything changed. No more family vacations, no more arcade visits. We couldn't afford them, and they couldn't take time off work. The whole Serwin family had to learn to settle, to accept the lot in life we'd been dealt, to simply go with the flow, never hoping, never wanting. Juniper did her best to pull me out of that mire. I'd only known her a few years, one of the few stable times in my life, but she knew the edge I'd been pushed to. Now, here I am. Today has been, well, bonkers. alternately boring and hectic, surreal and way too real. But I can honestly say I'm more alive today than I have been in a very, very long time. Beep beep! Beep beep, Blake! My emotional voice analysis subroutines combined with your body language suggest you're very happy right now. Yeah, I guess I am. How did you know? I just told you, silly. I mean, how did you know I'd love this job so much?
Oh, I know.
Oh, that's easy. I didn't. What? I lied. I was 47% sure. Oh, it has elements that seem to click with your optimal social requirements, a fun atmosphere, spirited coworkers, helping people out, and so on. Also, I cross-referenced your roommate's postings talking about how much you enjoyed arcade visits when you were a kid. Still, 47%.
99.97%.
But I was 99.97% sure that if I said I was 99.97% sure, you'd be willing to give it a try. Another thing to thank Juniper for, I guess. You're a very weird little app, you know?
Hooray!
I try to be. When the car is pulling up in the parking lot, it looks like the party's over. It's just about closing time for the arcade anyway. Most of the gamers have filed out by now, if they hadn't already fled the tidal wave of kitties. My first impulse is to go bug Gavin about my paperwork, but that can wait. I'd rather go help someone with the tidying up, or maybe see how our VIP gamers are doing. Not enough time to run around checking in with everyone, though. Who do I want to hang out with? Gavin's tapping at his tablet and frowning. I guess I'll go right to him. Ashley's quietly repairing a costume. Maybe she could use that company. Naomi's prying gum out of a coin slot and looks ready to cry. Greenbee's packing up her gear, ready to go home. Teo's cooling down with some Fast Cars 5 before the day's through. Percy's finally finished his Moopy game and is ready to leave. I'm gonna go help out Naomi. Naomi definitely looks like she could use a hand. Someone's jammed bright pink bubblegum into a coin slot and she's trying to clear the stickiness out. How could they? How could they do this to a poor innocent little Cubert? Hey, need a hand? Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, work on the second player slot for me. I've got swabs and stuff in my kit there. Grab what you need.
So frustrating.
Honestly, the nerve of those kids. No respect at all for these games. Games aren't like chew-proof, machine-washable baby toys. They're delicate and deserve love and care. But they are toys, right? Well, yeah, I mean, of course. Just, they're also works of art. I know not everybody sees it that way. Back in the 80s, operators would just throw away games that didn't perform well anymore. In the end, an arcade has to make money. That means using and abusing a game until it's time to put it out to pasture. But I don't have to like it, right? Definitely not. Stand up for game rights. Kids had a lot of fun. You're not all mean. How long does a game last realistically? Definitely not. Stand up for game rights. Of course not. You love these games. You shouldn't just let them be abused, even if they have, even if they do have to make money. Next time you see some kid smacking a game around, stuffing gum into a slot or whatever, you let me know. I'll deal with them. Thanks, Blake. It's good to know someone's got my back. Still, you can be realistic, right? I know this isn't a museum. We aren't preserving priceless treasures for generations to come. Sometimes I treat it like my little private collection, but really, I do want people to play and enjoy these games, and that does wear them down in time. As long as I'm here, I'll pick up a game when it wobbles on its feet. Dust it off, straighten it up, and send it out there to be played with all over again. With the last of the gum pulled out of the slot, Naomi closes up her toolbox. I should probably pull the coin max entirely and give them a good cleaning tomorrow, but I didn't want to let the gum sit overnight. I'm heading home soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Right? You got it, Naomi.
Woohoo!
Great! And she gives me a big hug before bounding off to her workshop. Hey, I got that hug anyway! With things winding down, there's just one last thing to take care of before I'm out the door. I seek out Gavin to handle the remains of the day. Blake. Good work today. Thanks, boss. Mid-boss? Sub-boss? Gavin will do. I can't say you've been a perfect employee, but my standards are impossibly high, so I'll just assume you were as close to perfect as is reasonable. Not really sure why you consulted Percy regarding those tickets. He's not on staff, but I suppose that's a minor issue. Normally I'd have dealt with angry parents myself, but I was distracted. I've only second-hand accounts of your performance there, as Teo told me everything. Although Teo isn't staff, I suppose he stepped up to handle that rude customer with a rational and calm attitude, so I'll consider that handled. I'm pleased to say the sale of Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze for a full $3,000 will indirectly offset quite a few of these costs. Glad you consulted me on that and stuck to your guns on the pricing. Even if I'd be happy to be rid of that relic entirely. Why it's still here is a good question. Was I not clear I wanted it gone? Percy didn't want to break up the family. They're machines, not people. He also didn't want Naomi to be sad. Yes, well, Naomi needs to learn to let go, I'd say. Ahem. Are you giving our poor little Blake a hard time, Gavin dear? Miss Francine, I thought you were napping.
Let's be sensible.
Naomi's dream matters too, as does the dream of Percy, that poor fellow. Poor isn't Percy stinking rich?
Everyone has
Gavin.
a dream they're chasing.
Gavin, I know you mean well, wanting to keep everyone's dreams afloat, but sacrifices made in that name which shatter the dreams of others, well, that's not what the Funplex is all about. Blake, you understand, yes? The reason why? Why am I here? That's the question she asked me during that interview. Now I think I understand. I don't really know why I was here when I walked in those doors. Maybe I still don't, but this is the kind of place where you can learn who and what you are and why you're here. Naomi's here to care for her cherished games, Percy's chasing his dream of a high score, and I'm here because I'm tired of compromising, tired of settling for whatever I can get. I want something more out of life. You know we're better than this, Gavin. We don't settle. We seek our why, and we won't settle for anything less. I see.
Apologies.
Blake. Miss Francine, I apologize. It's difficult to balance my idealism against my realism some days, but I know in my heart I need to err on the side of idealism, even if my mind screams in protest. I can assume you are still keen to work here, Blake? I don't even hesitate before replying. Absolutely. Gavin fetches a nearby short stack of forms. Fill these out tonight, hand them in to me first thing in the morning. And welcome to the Funplex. Welcome to the family, I'd say. I'm sure you'll fit in just fine, Blake. One bus ride later, and it's home again, jiggity jig. Juniper, already home from work, bounds over eagerly to interrogate me on my day. So, how'd it go? It went well. Well, or well? Really well. Your little app came through, despite being terrifyingly omniscient and just a little bit unnerving. You forgot to mention adorable. That's wonderful. I'm so glad to hear things worked out. And you even came home with a smile, like when you were a lifeguard. Huh, I guess I am smiling. Interesting.
By the way, there's just one teensy-weensy little question I have for you. Why exactly did you order a giant crate full of pizza bagels?
Did I neglect to mention that part of the terms and conditions? On the plus side, I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow. Okay. And that's level 1 of Arcade Spirits complete. Hey, look, you also won a prize. You'll get one of these for each level you clear, plus some extras for various endings and other hidden thingies. Now let's check your score. Looks like you're really hitting it off with Naomi. You're proving to be level-headed, rational, and honest. Great! Also, you've scored 5650 points. Nice! Keep talking with people and your score will go up, up, up. Today's pizza fact is, Americans eat approximately 100 acres of pizza each day, or 350 slices per second. Wow! Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 2? Save the game. And I think I'm also going to call it here for today. It's been a good stream. It's been a good game. I'm definitely enjoying it so far. It's cute. I'm liking the characters, and the situation is fairly realistic, given the concept and premise of everything. And I'm looking forward to playing more. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'm going to go ahead and find somebody to send you off to. Let's see. Who should I send you to? Yeah, it was a fun game so far. I'll send you to... Let me refresh this. I'm just gonna refresh this, see the list is up to date. I'm still not gonna be getting back to The Last Remnant for a while, because I still have to look into all the stuff on the wiki and everything, because I don't want to miss out on anything that would make it more difficult later on. I'm going to send you over to give me a second. I'm going to send you over to Minky Puff, who is currently playing some Astroneer. So go ahead and head on over, say hello, and be good. I hope you enjoyed the stream today, and I hope you have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, night, and I will see you next time.